you talking about?
Oh, when Mike came to visit me, he slipped me some stuff.
You mean you planted it in the library?
Yeah, I made a false spot in one of them pottery things, and I stashed it there.
What of all the nongs? How are we going to get it back if we're not going to Andrew's classes?
Oh, forget about it. It'll be safe enough. All we have to do is wait until Andrews is sincere.
Look, Burns, can you stop asking stupid questions and get into work?
Excuse me, Miss Bennett. I've got to go somewhere. It's important.
Oh, all right.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
You have been here 3 days, Miss Dean, and frankly, I expected more of you. You have been told repeatedly to refer everything to a senior officer.
I wanted to prove I could do a good job.
The women were testing you, Miss Dean, and you fell for the oldest trick in the book. Usually, they only let officers hear what they want them to hear.
In all fairness, Mrs. Davidson, I was taken in too. The library was left unlocked.
I'm well aware of that, Mr. Andrews. I do not like the inmates thinking my staff are fools.
But why would they want me to destroy all their work?
It's a way of getting at me.
And they used a member of staff to do it. I do not want to appear harsh, Miss Dean, but unless your work improves, I can only assume you are totally unsuited to hold the position.
What's the matter?
Oh, everything. I have been making mistake after mistake ever since I started this job. I can't seem to find the right way to handle things. They set me up and I fell for it. Hook, line and sinker. I overheard... They let me overhear them making plans to get into the library. It sounded as though they were after something they'd stashed in a false bottom in the pottery they've been making.
Well, I don't know why you're making all this fuss. You reported it and nothing was found. At the worst, it makes you look a bit gullible.
Well, I thought that if I could handle it myself, then I could prove that I was a good officer, that I was competent.
What do you mean, handle it yourself?
Well, it sounded as though there was something really important in that pottery, maybe dope or something, so I tried to find it. I went into the library and broke all the pottery.
You what?
I know I should have come to you first.
Any one of the senior officers could have handled it for you, but it's a bit late to talk about that now.
You handled this job so well. I bet you never made mistakes like this when you first started.
We all make mistakes. The thing you've got to be on your guard against most is the women. They're inveterate liars. The moment you start to think of them as normal human beings, they've got you. They're animals. Treat them that way and they won't be able to play their little games.
I suppose so.
The best way to learn how to handle them is to watch someone who knows the job. I'll help you all I can. Just keep an eye on the way I do things. And remember what I said. Don't ever expect them to behave like human beings. They're not. Watch them and never show them any softness, or they'll destroy you.
I know you are upset about the destruction of the women's work, but surely you must see that her motives were not vindictive.
I know that, but she doesn't quite know how to handle the job, does she?
Well, it takes time for everyone to adjust to the conditions in here. Surely you must realize that as well as anyone.
Yes, well, I should be the last one to criticise. I haven't exactly been a howling success, have I?
Well, you do seem to have been getting through to some of them finally.
Well, I can't help Georgie or anyone else at the moment, not as long as my classes are boycotted. I'm going to have to do something about that straight away.
Do you have anything specific in mind?
Yes, I'm going to talk to B. Smith. If anyone can change their mind, she can.
Come in.
Lizzie Birdsworth's outside, Mrs. Davidson. She'd like a word with you.
Very well.
Come on, Lizzie.
Yes, Lizzie, what is it?
Well, I'm still feeling a bit crook from me fainting spell yesterday, and I was wondering if I could have a day outside.
I'm sorry, Lizzie, but there's no justification for a day release. If you're still feeling ill, you may take a rest in your cell.
Oh, but that's not the same, Mrs. Davidson. I really think a change and some fresh air do me good.
I would have thought that yesterday you had enough fresh air and change of pace to last you for quite some time, Lizzie. You may take her back now, Mr. Fletcher.
You are a hard woman.
Oh, it must be rather hard for her in here with no friends or family to visit.
Not an easy thing at her age.
I think I'll get in touch with the volunteer prison visiting service. They may have someone about her age who could visit her.
Well, I'm sure someone that she can relate to would make her less lonely.
Will you stop staring at me like that? You're driving me bonkers.
I'm sorry.
Sitting there sulking isn't going to change anything, you know. Why don't you practice your reading or something?
What's the point?
Do you want to spend your life in and out of places like this? Now you've got a chance. Don't blow it, Georgie.
What chance? The parole board's not going to let me out after what Andrews told him. Besides, I made trouble.
Will you listen to her? Look, I'm not talking about the lousy parole board. I'm talking about the rest of your life.
Okay. I'll practice me reading. You still got to help me?
I said I would, didn't I?
Yeah, I hope that new screw joke.
I don't think you can worry about her anymore. She'll be a bit careful who she crosses from now on.
Hey, you really think they'll let me out of parole?
You keep your nose clean and keep learning to read, and I'm sure that'll impress them.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. Now, will you just read?
Well, I can't teach a class where there are no students.
What are you going to do about it?
Want to see Georgie Baxter?
Hello, Mike. How are you?
I'm okay.
Can't do everything.
Can I see her? Please?
All right, you can wait for her in the interview room while I get her, but sign in first.
She'll be pleased to see you.
Yeah, I suppose.
Come on.
He's a rough-looking character, isn't he?
With someone like that, she'll be in trouble before she knows it.
Well, I've got some good news that should make you feel better.
Good news. I've forgotten what that is.
I'm actually having a little success as a careers officer. I've managed to find Georgie a job.
That is good news. How'd you manage that?
Well, it wasn't easy. Oh, it's only fairly simple work in a supermarket. The manager didn't want to touch her at first.
Well, you must have been pretty persuasive.
Actually, it was the story of Georgie's deafness that did the trick. When I explained what her life was like because of it and how hard she was trying to learn, he was only too willing to give her a hand.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's just what she needs at the moment, to be trusted and responsible for herself. But I'm still not sure that she's ready for it yet.
Good day, George. How you going?
Oh, okay. Hey, the parole board's coming tomorrow. They're going to see me.
Oh, yeah? You think you got a chance?
Maybe.
Oh, beauty. A mate of mine's got a room going. If you get out, we can take it over. It'll be real good.
Oh, I reckon.
Thank you.
You want to talk to me?
Look, Bea, I think there's been a misunderstanding between us, which I'd like to clear up.
I haven't misunderstood a thing. You didn't think we'd find out about what you said to the parole board about Georgie. Well, we did. So I don't think we've got anything to say to each other, do you?
Yes, I do. At least hear me out.
All right, I'm listening.
It's about Georgie.
I rather gathered that.
Well, we both agree that what she needs is an education. That's the only way she's going to make it on the outside, right?
It doesn't alter the fact that you let her down, and us.
Look, Bea, I know it's bad in here.
How the hell would you know what it's
All right,
like
Bea,
in here?
I admit that no one knows what it's really like, not unless they're on your side of the bars. But you've got to believe that my motives were good. Now, all I thought about was that she was starting to learn. If she left now, that would be the end of it. I want the best for her, for all of you. I simply thought that she'd be better off with a bit more learning time before she got out.
Look, I agree with you. She's got to learn. But nothing, and I repeat, nothing is a good enough reason for keeping anyone in here 1 minute longer than necessary.
Well, I honestly didn't realize how strongly you all felt until the demonstration in the garden.
Well, now you know. So where do we go from here?
Well, I can't help any of your friends if you don't come to classes. Call off the boycott and they'll come back again. Will you do it?
What about Georgie?
I still think she needs more time.
You withdraw your objections or no deal.
I guess there's no other way. The parole board can make up their own decisions. I won't make any attempt to stop her getting out now if that's what they decide. If she stays in, I'll help her as much as I can. Good enough?
Okay, a truce. I'll get the women started back to classes. But I don't usually give second chances, and I won't compromise again. I can pull those women out any time I like. I'll go and get things started. But no games. Because you give me a reason for pulling those women out. And this time it'll be permanent.
you two. I haven't got all day. Come on, hurry up.